You won't believe your eyes. In today's video, we're diving into some of the most ridiculous and downright confusing truck maneuvers ever caught on camera. From poorly timed turns and unbelievable drifts to hilariously failed reverse attempts, you'll be left wondering, how did these people even get a license? Get ready, because what you're about to see will leave you both laughing and furious. Imagine a giant crane that, instead of lifting a heavy object, collapses slowly and majestically, like a felled tree. Or a truck carrying a large, heavy load skids and flips on its side on the highway, turning the road into a giant scrapyard. Each scene is a valuable lesson, presented in a vivid visual way, with crashes, car flips, and destruction of everything in its path. You will have to exclaim, both amazed and amused, at the half-crying, half-laughing situations created by humans. This is not only an entertaining video, but also a reminder that, in the world of heavy machinery, a little carelessness can lead to unpredictable consequences. The engines roared, the wheels gripped the slushy ground, and behind them were heavy cargo cars filled with glue. This was not only a battle with the weather, but also an affirmation of the builders. Whether storms or mud, these vehicles were born to conquer, to carry each block of glue to safety, regardless of the difficulties of the rainy season. A brave driver is someone who knows how to stay calm in dangerous situations. When a tire suddenly blows out on the highway, or when another car suddenly crosses the lane, calmness will help them make the right decision and handle the situation in the safest way. That is the courage of an experienced person who has learned how to control speed and control himself to protect his life and the lives of those around him. Footage of truck driving always makes viewers hold their breath. Not only are the journeys long, but it is also a direct confrontation with death on makeshift bridges, steep roads without barriers. Just a small mistake, a moment of carelessness, the giant truck and the driver will fall into the bottomless abyss. Oh, the muddy road looked terrible. The torrential rain last night had turned the familiar red dirt road into a silken strip of mud, rolling under the bright morning sunday. Deep, murky puddles were like invisible traps, hidden under the sticky mud. Every step the passerby had to take was groping and careful, as if walking on a minefield. The noise of the rushing water mixed with desperate cries for help, creating a chaotic and tragic scene. Houses and lush green fields were submerged in murky water. The Malana Dam collapse was not only an infrastructure disaster, but also a source of immense pain for the local people. Now, they face great loss and an uncertain future.
हेलो गाइस, आज मैं एक छोटा सा ब्लॉग लेके आया हूँ आप लोग का सामने जो
A crash shattered the morning silence. The friendly little silver Alto now lay motionless on the side of the road, its front fender pitifully dented. The sudden braking had left a long streak on the road, but it was not enough to avoid the fateful moment. The motorcyclist, perhaps in a hurry, swerved and cut in front of the car.
अब खींचेगा, अभी देखिए वो खींच पाता है कि नहीं पाता है। आप लोग गौर से देखिए, पानी का बहाव बहुत ही स्पीड है, बहुत ही स्पीड। बालन नदी देखने में लेकिन छोटा होता है, लेकिन अगर अंदाजा लगा सकता तो आज ये हाल नहीं है। लेकिन ट्रैक्टर को खींच नहीं पाया। क्यों खींच नहीं पाया बोलने से, बहुत ही पानी का प्रेशर, ट्रैक्टर का वो जो भारीपन पानी का वजह से इतना भारी हो गया। तो आप देख रहे हैं, दो टुकड़ा हो गया है। टोली सर है ट्रैक्टर का, वो पीछे रह गया है।
Not only does it have an attractive appearance, the Scania R500 Argument CZ also has a powerful V8 engine with a capacity of up to 500 horsepower, helping the vehicle easily overcome all terrains, from flat highways to dangerous steep passes. This power is not only demonstrated in the ability to transport heavy goods, but also in its durability and reliability. Drivers keep a safe distance, steer gently, and brake earlier than usual. Not only do they face the risk of skidding at any moment, but they also have to keep their eyes peeled. Despite the difficulties, the cars move forward, creating a scene that is both slow and challenging. Despite the biting cold, Baku's icy roads keep moving, demonstrating the patience and skill of the road users. On the mountain pass, the driver's skill is not only skill, but also courage. Each hairpin turn, each steep slope, requires not only a steady hand, but also alertness, a heart full of determination and courage. The mountain pass winds like a giant python, hugging the mountainside. Sharp and unexpected turns appear ahead, creating a constant challenge for those who want to conquer. Collapse situations are dangerous. They are not only the collapse of architectural works, but also the collapse of trust, of long-cherished plans. We often think of the collapse of a high-rise building, of a bridge across a river, but there are other collapses, more silent but causing deeper damage. The four-wheel drive tractor, a familiar iron horse of the mountains and forests, was struggling to cross the deep stream. The roar of the engine mixed with the sound of the rushing water, creating a symphony that was both majestic and full of anxiety. Behind the vehicle, heavy acacia logs were stacked on top of each other, leaning as if they wanted to swallow the stream. The image of the truck cutting through the river, creating a powerful wave and leaving behind a cloud of steam, is awe-inspiring. At times, it seemed as if the truck would be swept away by the water. At other times, the truck tilted in a terrifying way. In this compilation, we will witness breathtaking moments. There are tractors that rush straight into the fast-flowing water, creating powerful waves that roll like a ship. There are others that slowly glide through the water, as if it were just a small puddle. Their strength and endurance leave viewers in awe.
टेकर हा कोठी नीचे ठा थे हाँ चल 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 जा जान दे
A huge truck roared, facing a rotten wooden bridge, shaking in the wind. Below was a deep abyss, swallowing all sound. Extreme truck challenge, risky bridge crossing, a competition that challenged the courage of silky drivers.
Kim xoang rồi.
The huge tractor trailer, seemingly out of control, tilted violently, the tires scraping against the road, creating a deafening screeching sound. At that moment, everything seemed to slow down, leaving only extreme tension. The tons of cargo behind seemed ready to plunge into the abyss.
Đã xuống được gần hết vị trí khúc cua này rồi và tiếp tục ở ngay phía dưới cũng thêm một khúc cua nữa. Đấy mới là một khúc cua khó đi và phức tạp nhất.
Steam trains are often associated with nostalgia. You can incorporate these feelings into your writing. Imagine and write about what it would be like to travel back in time to a bygone era. The whistle of the train could be a call from the past, while the white smoke could be a reminder of a forgotten era. The heavy snowfall was blanketing the area in white, making everything look hazy and challenging. In the midst of the raging blizzard, a giant snowplow was advancing fiercely. It was like a steel monster, using its terrifying power to clear away the thick layers of snow. The car was like a giant beast trapped. The scream of the engine became weaker, signaling the exhaustion of its strength. The driver gripped the steering wheel tightly, sweat dripping down his forehead, his eyes fixedly looking straight ahead, where the dangerous road still lay long. This was not just a trip, but a struggle to overcome the limits, to overcome the harshness of nature. The arduous journey has ended, but the power of the giant machines still resonates. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next breathtaking action scenes. See you again in the upcoming eye-catching trips. Have you ever seen a giant, seemingly invulnerable crane suddenly collapse like a collapsed bridge, creating an explosion of dust and steel? It was not just an accident, but a terrifying display of gravity and human carelessness.
अरे यार सीट है तो उसके बाद नहीं ओ चलता है तो वो
The car spun out of control, flipping through the air before landing with a terrible crash. Dust flew everywhere, glass shattered, and the engine died. In seconds, the metal monster was reduced to rubble, lying on the side of the road. In the middle of the wilderness, where clouds hang halfway up the mountain, the story of Lungpuk and Kaiki Kong is told like a legend. Lungpuk, the young man with eyes as bright as the stars at night, is the pride of the village. He is not only good at hunting, but also the only one who holds the secret of Kaiki Kong, the path to the top of the sky. The wind howled loudly, carrying with it a cold mist. He looked down the cliff and realized that the car had slid down nearly 2 meters. If he hadn't stopped in time, the car would have fallen into the cliff. Mr. Luke quickly started the engine, stepped on the gas, and turned the car back to its original position. This time he drove slower and more carefully. Fortunately, the car returned to the road safely.
You'll also get a $5,000 seller guarantee if you your situation. This strategy helps you move fast. ChurchillMortgage.com today. ChurchillMortgage.com.
From cars backing into electric poles, drifting without end, to unbelievable accidents, all create a chaotic yet humorous picture. Similarly, at work, we can see people spilling coffee on important documents or handling situations down to earth that make everyone shake their heads in dismay. A heavy truck crashed through a railway barrier, causing chaos and danger. The incident took place in the afternoon when the giant container truck tried to cross the railway crossing but could not brake in time, crashing into the barrier system. The deafening sound of metal colliding echoed throughout the neighborhood, attracting the attention of passers-by and nearby residents. In the hands of experts, the seemingly clumsy excavator becomes surprisingly agile. Each grab, each blow is meticulously calculated to destroy in the most precise and safe way. Skyscrapers, once defying time, are now just piles of rubble in a few hours. The video is a clear example. A driver trying to maneuver the vehicle through a narrow road at speeds that would be impossible for such a large vehicle. The deafening sound of a part of the machine hitting a concrete wall, or the moment a convoy of rescue vehicles struggle to pull the machine stuck on a slope. Imagine a multi-ton tractor trying to get out of the mud, but instead of using a cable, the driver uses another vehicle to push it, or a bulldozer trying to lift something 10 times its capacity, only to collapse on itself. These situations can cause extensive property damage and even endanger lives. The surface of the Lup Loang River was like a large mirror, reflecting the image of the farmer working hard, his shirt soaked with sweat. The tractor slowly crawled down to the dock, the giant wheels stirring the water, creating ripples that spread far and wide. On the deck, bags of agricultural products were piled high like a small hill, representing the hard work and hope of the people here. One of the classic failures is when a powerful tractor suddenly loses control. Instead of pulling the load forward, it lifts up high, almost vertically. For a moment, the entire stadium holds its breath, the roar of the engine replaced by a gasp of surprise from the crowd. The sight of the giant machine swaying in the air and then collapsing to the ground is a real shock. The familiar train whistle echoed in the distance, making my heart stop. The bright headlights pierced through the morning mist, and slowly, the image of the legendary train car appeared, with its classic paint and logo that was so iconic to New York. I clenched my camera tightly in my hand, ready to capture this wonderful moment. But then, oh no, the train did not stop. The adventure of the giant truck has begun, but this time not on smooth asphalt roads, but in a challenging challenge. The wheels are slippery on the thick snow. Each turn is a battle of nerves with gravity. The experienced driver must skillfully control the steering wheel, skillfully handling each curve to keep this giant monster from slipping off the track.
They're absolutely incredible.
And no one walking.
I don't think we should. I mean, look, it's gonna rain. We're gonna be stuck.
I mean, but like
Finally, the pilot made a perfect belly landing on the grass, just a short distance from the runway. The plane skidded, dust and grass flying everywhere. But fortunately, no one was injured. Applause rang out everywhere, not only to celebrate the safety, but also to honor the pilot's courage and talent. Dust and smoke rose up. From afar, many curious passers-by turned to look, and a buzz of discussion began. The bulldozer was still standing there, its face heroic as if nothing had happened, while the small car was distorted and deformed. Perhaps this was one of the most bizarre and unexpected collisions that had ever happened on this road.
우와, 셔리야 그요. 온나. 가리 맞죠? 저 가리 안 나와. 말해.
Rồi, bây giờ tất cả mọi thứ đã xong rồi. Chúng ta
The
hãy
rescue
cùng chờ
team,
đợi
with their hardened,
một pha cứu hộ
experienced
tiếp theo
people,
ở khúc
knew every corner, every deadly curve of High Van Pass.
lên.
They knew that this was not just a matter of pulling a car, but a rescue operation. Sun, rain, fog, and even the howling wind blowing through the crevices of the rocks.
Lên nào.
Every
lên nào,
wind
lên nào,
stroke,
lên luôn rồi,
every
lên
brake
rồi,
stroke
lên rồi các bạn ơi.
had to be carefully calculated to avoid turning an incident into a disaster.
Ở cái đoạn cua này cũng là lúc bác Tài kết thúc cái hành trình leo đèo Hải Vân rồi. Bây giờ sẽ lên đến vị trí trên đỉnh đèo. Sau đó là hành trình mới đổ đèo các bạn nhá. Lên gần đỉnh đèo này thì chiếc xe kia không cần phải hỗ trợ kéo nữa. Mình đã quan sát thấy chiếc xe đầu kéo hỗ trợ phía trước đã tháo cáp ra và đã chủ động đi về phía trước.
The horrific incident has become a poignant reminder of the destructive power of trains and the importance of caution when crossing railway lines. The accident only lasted a few seconds, but its aftermath will forever haunt. The journey to Lungpuk Peak in Part 1 seemed to be the end of all dangers. But no, that was just the beginning. In Part 2, the legendary Kaiki Kong Gate has opened, and with it the prophecy of a dark force rising. Kai Kong, the place said to contain the secrets of life and death, now becomes the battleground for the fate of an entire world. The sound of the tractor engine roared, like the gasp of a hero carrying a heavy mission on his shoulders. Each turn of the wheel was a time when it affirmed its durability, its unshakable resilience. The tractor was not simply a means of transportation, but became a steel monster, writhing on its back, carrying its children, crossing all roads towards a waiting construction site.
Bây giờ sẽ buộc phía trên nhá. terus. Gerak. Gerak. Terus. Terus.
The whistle blared, the brakes screeched, but it was too late. A horrific collision had occurred, turning the scene into a chaotic pile of scrap metal. The derailment was a risky affair, but it was also the beginning of another extraordinary story. In the midst of harsh winter, trains were equipped to become snow plows, sweeping away any obstacles on the tracks.
Van Teo.
The driver's grip on the steering wheel tightened, sweat soaked his back, as the truck, loaded with heavy logs, began to move down the muddy road. This was no longer a simple journey, but a real battle between man and nature. Every turn of the wheel was an effort, a growl of defiance. Mud splashed, covered the windshield. The truck swayed, tilted. That monster was not a car, but a mad machine. Roaring like a wounded beast, it rushed on the muddy dirt road. On both sides were tall, ancient trees, silently watching. That vehicle, people called it a modified timber truck. It was born to challenge all limits. The truck bed was filled with large, rough, heavy logs, looking like they were about to collapse at any moment. The roar of the diesel engine tore through the quiet of the mountains and forests. The steel monster, a trailer loaded with mining machinery, heavy and sluggish, was on its way home after months of struggling with dust and gravel. The journey should have been smooth, but it wasn't. At the Bukit Kodok Pass, a dangerous hairpin bend, the driver suddenly lost control.
Waduh, berat bosku.
Looking at this video, one cannot help but shudder at the sight of heavy trucks crawling up steep mountain slopes. These are not roads, but cliffs carved into paths, with steep mountains on one side and a deep abyss on the other. Just a small mistake, a sudden rain or a rock slide, it can all end in an instant.
गर्दा मासित नै आपत गरौला फेरि तपाईँहरूको निस्किन्छ गाडी
The arduous journey has ended, but the power of the giant machines still resonates. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next breathtaking action scenes. See you again in the upcoming eye-catching trips. It's when a person tries to use a forklift to move an oversized object, resulting in it falling apart, or a guy recklessly climbs an unstable ladder to make repairs and ends up landing in the most painful way possible. These situations not only bring laughter, but also serve as gentle reminders of safety and caution at work. Both trucks, along with tons of lumber, sank deep into the muddy river. However, despite the disaster, another truck appeared. Instead of turning around, this brave driver decided to cross the muddy river. With the engine roaring, the wheels spinning, he crossed the river, leaving behind an impressive image.
What the fuck?
The outstanding properties of Master Seal lie not only in its absolute waterproofing ability, but also in its excellent heat resistance and elasticity. Whether it is hot sun or pouring rain, this waterproof paint layer still maintains its flexibility, does not crack or peel, helping your project to always stand firm in the face of all challenges. Accidents like these often have serious consequences. Cargo is damaged, the ship may be shut down for repairs, causing millions of dollars in damage. But the most frightening risk is the human risk. A crane accident can take the lives of innocent workers, causing permanent damage. Imagine a crane with its boom extended, or an oversized truck traveling under a low bridge. A split second of distraction, a small miscalculation, is all it takes to turn an ordinary trip into a terrible disaster. The impact is deafening, the crane breaks, the cargo is toppled, and the bridge is severely damaged. From the underground turns that cause containers to flip over, exposing a pile of goods in the middle of the road, to the unprecedented reversing moves that crash into electric poles, or even cockfights between trucks and cars on the highway. These are not just single incidents, but a series of consecutive tragedies, turning already dangerous roads into real battlefields. In a split second, the accident happened. The sound of the collision was so loud that even the people around were shocked and terrified. The car headlights shattered, glass shards flew everywhere, mixed with the shrill sound of the alarm and the screams of panic. This accident not only left behind serious material consequences, but also haunted the mental pain of the witnesses and the families of the victims. On a gloomy afternoon, a shrill siren tore through the quiet atmosphere of the warehouse. A forklift accident had occurred. The loud crash and the sound of broken packages echoed throughout the vast space, leaving everyone speechless. The forklift had flipped over, and the goods were scattered everywhere, creating a chaotic and heartbreaking scene. Cub Cadet, on the other hand, scores with greater versatility and practicality for families and moderately sized gardens. Known for their signature yellow and black color scheme, Cub Cadet focuses on convenience, ease of use, and affordability, while still ensuring durability and reliable performance. Their mowers often incorporate user-friendly features, such as easy-to-control steering systems and a wide range of accessory options. The birth of this multi-purpose agricultural equipment marks a big step forward, bringing outstanding efficiency. Farmers no longer have to sweat on large fields to weed or till the soil. Instead, the mini-tiller will take on all the work quickly and accurately. It not only helps the soil become looser and more nutritious, but also ensures that crop yields are significantly improved. But the battle with the landslide was only a prelude to the real nightmare. A wall of water suddenly appeared ahead, creating a raging flash flood. The car plunged straight into the water, its heavy body swept away, swaying like a leaf in a waterfall. Inside, everything was chaos. The roar of the V8 engine filled the air. The tires gripped every rock and tree root. The car glided over potholes and over steep slopes with grace, like a powerful ballet dancer. But when it came face to face with the tree trunk blocking the way, it began to falter. Despite its best efforts, the car's ground clearance seemed too low, forcing the Cayenne to struggle to get over it. All eyes were on the Jeep as it began its performance. The engine roared, the Trepador tires gripped the surface of the car below, then slowly climbed up, gently crushing the bodywork. This was not only a demonstration of off-road power, but also a perfect combination of vehicle tuning techniques and the ability to conquer all terrains of the Jeep line. The sound of honking horns, along with screams and flashing headlights, tore apart the quiet night on the steep mountain pass. A truck, loaded with a huge load of sugarcane, after a sharp turn, tilted to one side, almost flipping over. Tons of sugarcane spilled onto the road, creating a chaotic battlefield. Rescue forces quickly arrived. As the starting whistle blew, the engine roared like a beast. Dust flew up as the car charged into battle, plowing into other steel monsters. The loud collisions echoed through the air, like thunder in broad daylight. The car doors flew open, the front bumper popped off, but the driver still gripped the wheel tightly, his eyes blazing. An ordinary person, neither a builder nor an architect, had a deal to buy gravel that made everyone who heard it widen their eyes. The story started with a sudden decision: buying 3 tons of gravel at a quarry. I thought the transaction would be professional, but it wasn't. The way people sell here is really wild. The fire was so big that people could see the towering columns of smoke covering the sky from afar. Firefighters had to work at full capacity for many hours to control and completely extinguish the fire, preventing it from spreading to neighboring houses. The fire caused significant material damage, but fortunately no one was seriously injured. The mud was wet and sticky, carrying the pungent smell of soil, water, and rotten tree roots. Buckets of mud were piled on top of each other, forming rough, looming hills. The sunlight shone in, transforming the seemingly lifeless mounds of mud into a colorful picture: the dark black of soil, the brown of trash, and the withered green of weeds.
Cái đó giáo viên chủ nhiệm mới biết tên mới biết. Lớp lĩ rất một rồi đó.
The noise of the machinery and the chatter of the workers was drowned out by a deafening crash. The giant excavator, which had been working with such power and agility, suddenly lost control and flipped over, creating a horrifying scene. Dust flew everywhere, steel creaked, and sirens blared. Everyone was panicking, screams for help, and the sound of running feet were everywhere. You can drive the excavator up a natural slope or a built-up slope. The truck will then back up so that the rear wheels touch the slope. The operator will slowly move the excavator forward. Its weight will create a gentle thrust, allowing both the truck and excavator to slide down the slope in a safe and controlled manner. The Jawa 350 TS's two-cylinder, two-stroke engine delivers an exhilarating ride with a distinctive exhaust note and impressive acceleration. It was the call of freedom, of the open road and endless adventure. Today, the Jawa 350 TS Street still holds a special place in the hearts of classic bike enthusiasts. The arduous journey has ended, but the power of the giant machines still resonates. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next breathtaking action scenes. See you again in the upcoming eye-catching trips.